Howdy folks, it's Matthew, your friendly neighborhood technician, making a diagnostic video for you out of Boise, Idaho. So what we're looking at is a 2002 Dodge Ram 1500. It's got a 4.7 liter V8 engine in it, and the main complaint on it is that the heater quit working on it. So sometimes heaters that don't blow hot anymore can be a little bit of a difficult diagnosis, because there's quite a few things that are involved with heaters working. First of all, let's talk about how does a heater actually provide heat to your vehicle. Okay, so the way a heater works, the way it provides heat is via the heater core. So the heater core is like a little mini radiator inside of your dashboard, and there's a plastic or a metal door that in modern times today is ran by an electric motor. All right, so when you turn your switch here from hot to cold, there is an electric door back inside of there that opens and closes. Okay, now it either opens when you turn it to hot, it opens the heater core or exposes the heater core, and that is where you get your heat from. Or when you turn it to cold, it closes the door to the heater core, and that is where you get your cold air from, to keep it simple. Okay, so oftentimes it could be that the blend door actuator or the blend door motor for the heater core is not working correctly, and so you're not exposing your heater core. And so that is something that one would want to check. All right, and on this Dodge you can look underneath here, and now watch as I turn from hot to cold. You will see that little arm in there moving. Watch. Okay, so that's cold, so that's the heater door closing, and now that's hot, and so that's the heater door opening. So we know that the actuator or the motor for the heater door works. Something else that I went ahead and did was I removed the faceplate here and this vent, and I stuck my camera, my inspection camera. I'll show you my inspection camera. These inspection cameras, when I was working on cars 20 years ago, was not something that we had in our arsenal. Nowadays, you can rent these inspection cameras. I bought this one for $50, but just to ensure that we weren't dealing with a blend door issue, I went ahead and ran my inspection camera down inside of the vent, found the blend door, and saw that the blend door is properly opening and closing and exposing the heater core. So I absolutely eliminated the blend door or the switch as the issue as to why we are not getting heat. Something I want to point out though is, as I was doing that, okay, I removed the glove compartment, and again, let me see if I can get you up in there, and I noticed something. Okay, this truck has multiple blend doors. Okay, see, I apologize for that. I accidentally turned the video off, so I had to edit it and put these videos together. Anyways, you can look up inside of here, and this is your defroster recirculatory blend door. All right, this truck is absolutely missing that blend door. It's been broken and it is gone. And let me see. Okay, so see right here is the motor, the actuator for that blend door. That motor does not work, and if you look up in here, you can see where my finger is pointing, right up in there, where you see that white bit at the top, right there. Okay, that is the little arm for the blend door, and that is broken. Somebody has been in here before and they removed that blend door, obviously because it broke off and probably was flapping around down in there. So more than likely what they did to get that out of there was they removed the fan, and so they removed that blend door. So this truck is missing the defroster recirculatory blend door, and that's why this doesn't work at all. So we do have an issue there, but that's not why it doesn't blow hot. Another thing I noticed while diagnosing this vehicle is this fan only works on high. So that's an indicator that the regulator, which is right here, that's an indicator that the regulator is no good and the fan is beginning to go out. But again, that is not why the heater is not hot. So we've pretty much eliminated the electronic factor. The switch is fine, the blend door is working, all that other good stuff. So what else could it be? Well, oftentimes a heater not working properly is one of the first signs that the water pump is going out. Now let's look at our temperature here. You can see that the truck is beginning to run a little warm and overheat. Now, actual overheating would be if this temperature gauge were to get all the way to the red. Okay, if you're in this area, technically you're still safe, but if you get to the red, that's when damage occurs. That's when the engine is running really hot. These Dodges, they're not supposed to be over the mid mark. They're either supposed to be right at the big mark or right before the mid mark. So again, we've already eliminated the electronic factor, so that more than likely means we have a mechanical issue as to why the heater is not working, and we can already see that it's running a little hot, okay? So remember what I told you about the heater core. All right, so how does the heater core heat up? How does it get hot? All that other stuff, okay? Well, the heater core, and right here are your heater hoses, okay? They're right here. I'll tell you right now, there's no pressure. They are hot, but there's absolutely no pressure in those hoses, okay? So the fact that they're hot, that tells me that coolant is flowing through there. But the issue is that there's not enough pressure for that coolant to properly flow through the heater core and heat the heater core up, okay? So the number one main culprit of that is a water pump. Okay, so how is it that the water pump causes the heater core not to pressurize correctly? Well, what it is it's the bearings in the water pump are getting weak. And so the impeller is not properly pushing the coolant through like it's supposed to. It's not exactly causing the engine to overheat because coolant is moving through the system, but it's not moving through the system like it's supposed to. And so that's going to be because the bearings in the water pump and the impeller are not properly moving that coolant through. So a new water pump and at the same time a thermostat is what it will take to get this heater to start blowing hot again. Another thing you can do to prove that it's a weak water pump is when you get in here, give it the gas a little bit. And if when you give it the gas, you start feeling the heat get just a little bit hotter again for you, again, that will tell you that, yeah, that heater core is not heating up like it's supposed to. Oftentimes people will think that they have a bad heater core. Heater cores, clogged heater cores, yes they will clog, and yes they will go bad, but you will see other signs and symptoms with a heater core that's going bad. You'll see coolant leaking onto your floorboard. You also will be able to smell coolant if you have a leak. And so we don't have some of those issues here. So again, we go back to the water pump. Some of you might say, well, what about the thermostat? Well, notice that after I give it the gas, our temperature begins to come down a little bit. Okay, that tells me that the thermostat is opening and it is working correctly, and that now coolant is starting to move through the system. But again, we're still running a little hot, and it will begin to run hot again, leading back to the fact that the water pump is getting weak and showing signs of going out. So the final diagnosis on this one, to get the heater working, we need to replace the water pump and the thermostat, bleed the system out, put new coolant in it, and go from there. So, alrighty folks, well, I hope this video helps you to diagnose your heating and cooling issues. Let me know if you have any questions. Shoot them to me in the comments. Let's trade emails. Let's trade phone numbers. I'd be more than happy to help you out. Thanks for coming and hanging out and watching my videos. Also, thank you for supporting. Don't forget to like and subscribe. This is Matthew, your friendly neighborhood technician, signing off.